Good evening, everyone. This is Tyrone,
And Marcella,
and this is Inner Wealth, where we help you to discover your
your
inner
inner
treasure.
treasure. Yay.
Everybody's always concerned about making more money and about being generally wealthy or rich,
Oh, yeah.
but very few people seem to pay attention to the inner treasure that wealth generally comes from, or that it
That's right.
springs out of. The bottom line is the life that you're living is a result of your own inner state. And the question that I have to ask for you today is, how is your inner state? Have you been paying attention to it? Have you been investing in it? Are you aware of your inner state? We touch on these problems or these issues simply because as you go to develop business or invest or to grow in any way, your core idea of who you are will always be challenged, especially as you're trying to become something that you are not yet. Or, in other words, if you're trying to grow. And so, as you're trying to grow, you're challenging the idea of who you are. But if you don't even really have a good grasp of who you are and what that actually means, you could be in for a time of your life. And so we want to help you to get that straightened away so that you can actually focus on growing instead of battling your own inner self and trying to figure out why your world is collapsing and all this other stuff. We've gone through this problem or through this situation at many stages, and we're very familiar with the process. And so
hmm
we'd love to help you to make it a little less rocky. Are there any thoughts, Marcella?
Um, Not really. What you said was very well put. I could not have said it better. But really, it helps you to just, to explore your world before you decide to get into business, understanding who you are on a deeper level. So you might hear us talk about things that seems to be completely off topic, but they are totally related.
Mm-hmm.
And like we have some of our, we have like an inner body awareness, I guess, video that we'll be doing later. And it's really about being in touch with yourself. But you'll realize that when situations become tough, going within yourself, knowing how to calm yourself down, to kind of get in touch with yourself inwardly will help you to be at your best state so you don't freak out, because you will have situations like that. So,
And to be truthfully honest, we've gone from homeless to welfare to business owning to
and everything in
passive
between.
income. Yeah, sitting on a beach enjoying our own investments. We've had all of these experiences, and the one thing that I can tell you is that to move from one state to the other positively and intentionally requires energy. And if your diet is a mess, if your body is a mess, if you're
hmm
heavy or
Yeah, tell them
depressed,
about it.
yeah, if you're
Yeah,
heavy or depressed, it's very difficult for you to get the energy required in order for you to do the work. And so we're going to talk a lot about food. We're going to talk a lot about meditation, about energy, clearing your aura, your belief patterns, about financial habits, about what we've learned about the market, some of our own speculation, our own personal habits,
hmm
and about really reconnecting with the life and the being that God created you to be. It is so
right.
important.
Oh yeah, and how about relationships?
Yeah.
How do we deal with each other during during the ups and downs? Did I want to choke him sometimes? Yes. But
Yes.
there's sometimes, you had to learn how to check yourself and just ask yourself, is it really what it is, or is there something else coming from a deeper place?
Mhm. What is its purpose and
Yes.
why is it popping up now? What is it trying to teach you? What we've found is that all of life, everything that happens, the good, bad, the ugly, the undesirable, the Nancy Pelosi's of the world, uh,
You
they all
went there,
have
didn't you?
yeah, I did. They all
Yeah.
have their reason. They all have their meaning, and they're all trying to teach you to become a more balanced human being. And in most cases, they're all trying to redirect you back to your own inner being. And so,
That's right. And Trump helps you to realize how to deal with people like that.
mhm, ignore them,
Like, yeah.
and then you leave them on the tarmac. We're conservatives. There's no doubt about that. We're Trump supporters. We love what he's done for the country, not necessarily just for the financial aspect, but he's made a habit of actually bringing the right perspective of ourself front and center. For example, since the beginning, he has always focused on the fact that we are winners. that we are
Winners.
overcomers. He
That's
never
right.
gives much attention to the problems, and he doesn't go on and on about the problems. He talks about how we're going to win, how you won't get tired of winning, how you're
You're gonna get
special.
tired of winning. No, you're not gonna get tired of winning. You're gonna love winning. You're like, oh my god.
And I mean, people that don't understand that they're looking at a winner, well, they just don't understand much about anything. Trump is the ever optimist, and
That's
his
right.
that focus allows him to put all of his energy toward abundance and growing. And
Right.
you
I
really,
mean, even have you noticed, like, even when he's talking about things like, oh, we haven't quite got the African American thing, but we're going to get it.
yep, that's right.
You know, that's how he deals with shortcomings. You know,
He's
so he's
Marcella
always
is very much like him. Like out of this, Marcella's Trump, and I'm kind of like occasionally like Nancy Pelosi. I'm like the naysayer, but the thing.
don't steep down that low.
Okay, I agree with
I'm actually offended
you.
that
Okay.
you don't. I mean, I almost would have been like maybe Hitler a little bit, but not.
Hitler. Jesus
No,
Christ.
but
I'm
not
gonna need you to shut up.
tyrant.
Throw them in the
That's
ground.
what that is. That is on a whole other.
Okay,
No.
well, let's get back to where we're going.
Okay, I
Uh,
digress.
yeah. So the point
Okay.
is, Marcel is the ever optimist. I'm optimistic in a different way. But the point is, if you're going to overcome, or if you're going to start from nothing, like many of the people that we really hope to reach out to are people like us, people that don't have successful business people in their background, that don't live in communities that have successful businesses in their background, that literally don't come from people that own assets, lower working class, people that have been steeped in this idea that working hard is the only way to succeed, people that have been steeped in the idea if you need more money, get a second job, people that have been steeped in the idea that education is the sole way to escape poverty, people that are steeped in the idea that your house is an asset, and they don't really understand other ways of making money. People, wage workers, wage worshipers. We want to talk to these people to let them know that there is a better way. And we're not telling you to leave your job and to jump into entrepreneurship. We believe in micro entrepreneurship
Yeah,
because learning how to be a business person is a journey. I
it
mean,
is, and
literally.
it starts mentally. Because first, if anything, listening to us and just developing the idea, like maybe I could do it, helps to develop your mind, understand how business works. How does an entrepreneur see opportunity?
Hmm.
And then you can see like, can I see opportunity
Hmm.
where you are and what you're, you know, in your community or situation?
Hmm.
That's really what we're helping to expand your mind,
Hmm.
to kind of create the confidence to say, hey, maybe I might want to give it a try.
Even more than the confidence, there's this thing. I've seen many business or wage workers or employees try to get into business, and they jump into business without ever having made a dime themselves. You can't really do that successfully because you have to realize that the mentality of an employee is very different from the mentality of a business owner or entrepreneur. What I mean is the perspective is very different. They
Hmm.
see a completely different world. And if you're going to get into business full time, you have to be able to see that world all the time. So whereas an employee may see a service, the business owner or the entrepreneur recognizes the system behind the service, and so their focus is different. And what happens is, as you're more ready to become an entrepreneur, you'll find yourself making money from more places as an employee. That's how you know you're able to transition, when you're already having money come into your life without you working, or without you punching a clock to get it. So the
Hmm.
key really is, for the smooth transition, is to work as an employee and develop your perspective as a business owner, and then begin to practice out of that perspective until you start making money. When you're able to start making money, that's when you're able to make the jump, and you can take on different lessons: how to make more money, how to reduce taxes, how to increase your profit margins, how to market and reach a larger audience. You can start taking on those things, but you first have to see where money is out there. And most employees don't see money being out there, they only see it at a job. And so that's the first thing that you'll have to grow out of. Please, as with all of our videos, leave comments in the
Oh, yeah.
comment section below of questions that you may have of us. And I guess we'll start backwards, kind of telling who we are. Or what do you
Yeah,
want to do
maybe
that
a
this
little
way?
back. Uh, yeah, maybe a little background about how we grew up. You know, what kind of household did we grow in? You can go first.
Do you want to do it on this one or the next one?
No, this one. It'll be the first
Okay.
one.
Okay. Did you want to do it first? Because
I
I
just
can.
asked you to go first. I mean, you're doing one. You don't have to go first. I can go first.